What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today we're talking about the AU-1 Corsair. This is a premium American fighter as part of the space race event that is currently ongoing. Gaijin gave me a few days to test it out, and I've been playing I did play ARB, but I've been mostly playing ground RB because that's what I prefer this plane in. The AU-1 is something that was designed specifically for ground pounding, so it makes a perfect fit for tank RB. There are, and I'm not going to spend too much time in the hangar. I'm going to get you to some clips soon. There are an absolute ton of options, and I'm not going to go through all of them. You can pause the video and look at over all of them. There are a lot of options, including Tiny Tims and HVARs, all sorts of bomb and rocket options. Ultimately, I settled with this one. This is 6 500-pound bombs along with 3 1,000-pound bombs, and they are terrific. Now the bombs drop from the outer wings, then the middle, then the inner wings, and then they drop this one, and then this one. So that is 6 bomb drops, and I love that fact. That is not something you have in the game, as far as I don't think there are any vehicles in America that have 6 bomb drops like that. At least of this size, maybe 100-pounders or something, but this size bombs are just crazy good. And alternatively, you could remove this middle one and put a 2,000-pounder. That adds a lot of weight, and this is the loadout that I prefer. Now, I would not recommend this plane for ARB. It wasn't designed for high altitude dogfighting. It's really designed for ground pounding, and that's for that reason I would recommend it for tankers. There are better options if you're looking for a premium aircraft for ARB. And frankly, even tank RB, you have so many options, including, if we're just focusing on tech tree vehicles, the 84, the 82, the AM1, Tiger Cat, Bearcat, I mean, all sorts of P47s, regular tech tree and premium, the HUD, which is going to be moved up to 7.0 soon. I mean, you have just so many options at your disposal. But the primary reason that I like the AU-1 is that with this loadout, you have 6 bomb drops, and I really like that. On top of that, you have 4 M3 20mm cannons, which are just terrific. You have nearly 1,000 rounds, so you are not going to run out of ammunition anytime soon. So having said that, let's get into some highlights. Now I'm going to level with you guys. I did not like this plane when I first got it. When I played it, I hated it. And it's because of the elevator. The elevator authority is incredibly weak. It feels like they put a 7-year-old in the cockpit and he's trying to pull the stick back, but he's just got these puny little runty arms and he just doesn't have enough strength to do it. And I know it might be a terrible analogy, I'm not sure, but that's the best thing I can think of right now. But what I ended up doing is crashing time after time after time, because this is a heavy plane and it just does not have much elevator authority. Whether or not that's intentional, I don't know. I can't speak for the developers. And so what I found is a more shallow approach seemed to be better with this plane, and not take so many steep dives with my bombs, and that has helped me tremendously. I'm able to get, I would say, a fairly accurate bomb drop most of the time. Here I end up dropping 2 500s plus a 1,000 just because I'm not certain of my bomb drop, and that ends up being just enough. Yeah, it ends up being kind of overkill, actually. But got the job done. One of the things that I would recommend you guys work on is watch the terrain when you bomb. if there's a steep hill behind your target, take a different approach. No one's forcing you to bomb that guy, so just back off and take a different angle. Right now I've got SPA shooting up at me, and I'm not particularly fast right now. I'm under 400 kilometers an hour, and what I have found with the AU-1 is you tend to get really, really slow. I have been shot down multiple times by main tanks, like M36s and whatnot, using their machine guns and their main guns to take me out, and not just the anti-air firing their, you know, quad 20s or whatever. So keep your energy up, stay fast, and remember, you don't have to bomb the guy that you're flying over. Just take a different route, back off, find a new path. That's pretty much what I had to do here on Tunisia. I figured I'd strafe these SPA, as there's nothing else I can do. My 1,000 pounders were not very good, but we ended up damaging them, and we do end up getting a couple of kill assists to finish out this game with a win. Alright, here we are in Japan, and this is probably my best game as far as accuracy on my bombs. Starting off with the 500s, got a tank destroyer there, coming in for the cap, take him out, and just fly away. Separate yourself from the battlefield. They do have a DO 335 up, and so I do have to worry about that, but that P-47 that you see up behind me, he's going to save my butt here in just a little bit. He's like my little angel. He's keeping the skies clear, or at least trying to. There's a guy here on the hill that I saw. I couldn't tell what he was initially until I got really close and the bombs dropped short, and they actually bounced down the hill. So when I had once the delay ended, the bombs were too far away from him to really do anything. And so this is where the 20 mil cannons come in handy. You can just mow them down. A lot of the vehicles you're going to face will be those Italian fellas. Just mow them down. Those obels just don't stand a chance. And here comes the plane. Call for backup. P-47's right on him. Avoid him. And here comes the 47. I got you, bro. I love it. I love it when teammates are there for you. This poor fella. Two 500-pounders on a Waffenträger, it's definitely overkill. And if I were to be completely honest with you, I do wish I had not dropped the bombs on him. If I'm not mistaken, I think that the turret armor on the Waffenträger can be penned by the 20 mils, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know that Waffenträger has an open top, but I think the sides of the turret can be penned. But either way, I do wish I had not dropped the bombs on him. But that means we have a 1,000-pounder for the guys on B. I aimed for the Tiger, but I ended up dropping it short and killed the Panther instead. But hey, I'll take what I can get. I think that it did crit the Tiger. And we got two 1,000-pounders left. So let's go and see if we can find something else to destroy. So far, we've done pretty good. Cleaned out the town area. There I see a Ferdinand on the opposite side of Bravo. And I watched the server replay, and I dropped him right in between the tracks. Like, he had no chance of avoiding that. That was perfect. I got a little nervous there by the sound of that engine. Turns out it's an 82D, so don't have to worry about him. Tiger on Bravo goes down. We got the kill assist for that. P-47's up. Trying to keep the skies clear. The Do 335 is still up. He keeps flying away and using these mountains as cover. I'm nervous though, because I know they're going to bring eventually someone up to take me down. Just not seeing anything. There we got hit with some SPA. Try to find the target. What the heck is that? Oh god. The sound of that thing is so loud. Here we go. Nice job. Truth be told, that was me the first day of flying this thing. Just smack right into a wall of dirt. I don't care what it was, a tree, a hill, mountain. I found the hillside a couple of times with this thing, so I can sympathize. And I'm not entirely sure what happened with that bomb. And here we got our Do 335 back. I thought for sure I was gonna slam that into the ground. There we go. P-47 to the rescue. Thank you, my man. I tore off my flaps trying to avoid him. I was actually just trying to avoid slamming myself into the ground there. I overrolled with myself when I started hitting the radio controls, you know, to hit T-42 for cover me. Just about slammed my plane in the ground. Anyway, here we are with some more bombs. We went back to base. We're trying to find something. We're starting to lose this battle, honestly. And one of the biggest problems we have is they have SPA. And not just any SPA, they have an R3. That obnoxious little Italian SPA, and it's such an enormous threat. By the end of this game, the R3 will have racked up 4 air kills. I know it's not necessarily a record, but that's an impact on the game that just cannot be overstated. So I'm just trying to extend away, trying to keep my speed up. You'll notice my speed, it's still under 400. You're very rarely going to be going over 400 in this thing after your first bombing run. So I'm just trying to keep my speed up as much as I can. And I know the AA is dropping in, so I just spam all my bombs. The R3 does take me out in the end, but I do get the ersatz. And the ersatz player was equally useful to their team, along with the R3 player. I think the ersatz player got like 10 or 11 kills by the end of the battle. And so here I was left with a quandary. What do I do? Do I spawn in a tank? Do I spawn in a plane? They don't really have any Air Force up. They have one guy, and he's dogfighting in 82 at like 4 kilometers. I don't know why. But anyway. I would eventually spawn in my AU-1, but not until this P-47 bravely takes one for the team and just goes in there and just knocks down both a Yeg Panther and an R3. That is huge. He gets blazed, of course, by the R3, but hey, that's a big sacrifice, and that's one that I couldn't just ignore. I probably would have spawned in a tank initially, but the problem with the German team is they just had so many good, strong, heavy and tank destroyers. Like their tank destroyers were Ferdinands and Yeg Panthers, and those things. There's just nothing I can do with my 76mm unless I'm on their flank, and this map is not the greatest for flanking unless you take a long flank. But that was a big kill, the Yeg Panther on the Bravo cap, that would allow our team to get in there and get the cap. But this game isn't over yet. They still have people shooting machine guns at me. But I do know that they have the R3 down, so that's huge. the former Ursas player is on Panther D, and he just killed a guy, a T-25, who I think was on A. And I look down below me, and I see a Tiger rolling in for the cap. So I drop a bomb on him. That's a little too far away, but I do track him. Not ideal. We need to get something on a cap. We need to get the we need to get the caps under control, or at least decap Bravo or Charlie. And we don't seem to have anyone going to Charlie. So we're headed back towards the Tiger to finish him off. I get around this building. And I just dropped all kinds of bombs on him. So I want to make sure that he's dead. There we go. I did waste one of my 1,000 pounders, but I think it was probably for the best. After all, it was kind of a Hail Mary desperation move. Still have two 1,000 pounders left. They just lost to Panther F. We're getting B. But they also have people back kind of towards our spawn. You notice that chevron there is behind our guys. And they have another tank moving in. And that, I don't know if it was short or what, but it did nothing. It didn't even give me a hit cam. So I roll back around for A, thinking that if I bomb that road, I might be able to get him. But I think that those buildings just soaked up all the explosive filler. And there's just nothing I can do at this point. I'm starting to regret that extra 1,000 pounder on that Tiger, but I don't know. Sometimes you do what you think is best, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, they just had too many tanks. We had too many people in the air. Myself included, I suppose, but you know what? GG to the enemy team. They played a hell of a game. But the AM-1, I think it's a good plane. You just have to get familiar with the gun, or excuse me, with the elevator. It doesn't have a particularly strong engine, so you really have to be mindful of your speed. Stay fast as much as you can. Be aware of your terrain, because you will pancake a lot initially. I know I did. So try to keep your approaches fairly level, and I think you'll be fine. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that thumbs up button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care guys.